Hello there, and thank you for tuning in to this Atlanta News First update, Atlanta News First Plus update here, talking all about the weather this evening as showers and thunderstorms really make their presence known, moving through North Georgia, Metro Atlanta at this time. I'm First Alert Meteorologist Cutter Martin. Again, I want to thank you for tuning in and for joining. If you do have any weather questions, comments, concerns, this is a great platform to get those answered. And want to remind you, we're streaming on many platforms right now, but on YouTube. Atlanta News First. That's the account to like, to follow, and the one in which we are streaming right now. That's going to be a great place to get your questions answered, maybe get some clarification on the forecast. And if you are watching maybe on Roku, Amazon Fire, you don't want to open up another app to stream the same thing, that's fine. You can also get your weather questions answered, get any clarification on the forecast by texting 470-777 WANF 470-777 WANF, and again, we will be popping that up here. Your resources, where to go to get clarification or to maybe get a forecast update for your specific neighborhood on an Atlanta News First Plus chat like this one. We will have that up on the screen off and on throughout the stream. Outside right now, this is a live look from West Midtown. 14th and McCaslin is where the Atlanta News First studio is. This is from the top of the Atlantic building, 2 or so blocks to our north, looking back to the east with steady rain falling across Metro Atlanta at this time. So certainly a wet evening is underway, and the forecast is not going to significantly improve anytime too soon on this First Alert Weather Day Sunday. We knew rain was going to be a factor for the plans, and that rain in some cases could cause some high water spots out on our area roadways, and we are seeing a couple spots that have been especially soaked this afternoon. Flash flood warning is in effect for portions of Polk and Paulding counties until 12:30 tomorrow morning. Now, they probably will let that expire a little early. This area has seen 2 to 4 inches of rain estimated on First Alert radar. It fell in a very short amount of time. So in and around Dallas, especially the north side of town, getting into areas east of Cedartown, eastern Polk County, there could be some high water spots in the spots that typically do retain water after heavy rain. Off to the east, another spot that is seeing much lighter rain now. So both of these flash flood warnings, while still in effect, the areas that they include have not seen heavy rain for some time, and hopefully that water, if there was any high water, is starting to really drain. This is in effect again for quite a while longer as well, not expiring until 10:45 this evening. That includes portions of Barrow County, Walton County, Clark County, and Oconee County, generally south and west of Athens, more so Oconee County than Clark County. Nonetheless, areas west to neighborhoods west and southwest of Athens proper, south and west of UGA could be still dealing with some street flooding there, even though they haven't seen heavy rain for some time. Problem is, though, we're having more rain. Well, not all that heavy. More steady rain is building back into that easternmost flash flood warning. You can see it is pouring across parts of the metro, a steady rain for everyone. The heaviest of the rain right now is on the south side, Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. It is pouring at this time. In fact, I can pull up another sky cam for you, show you how heavily it is raining. Just bear with me here for a moment. We're going to switch over our sky cams. Just showed you that look from West Midtown, looking back to the east towards Midtown, Atlanta, and DeKalb County in the background. I do want to bring up that Hartsfield-Jackson cam, though. I was willing to bet visibility is much lower than our West Midtown Atlantic station Skycam, with rain much more heavily falling at that particular part of town. In that particular part of town, and again, yeah, it is pouring. I'm going to go ahead and pull that over here for you. We'll switch it over. Again, this is a live look outside. Just missed a plane taking off and near zero visibility. Again, not the best weather for leaving the airport. And occasionally in this type of weather, they do issue ground stops temporarily as the heaviest rain falls. No word that they have done that yet. Nonetheless, something we're going to be watching here. It is possible there could be some more significant delays leaving Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport within the next hour or so, as the heaviest of the rain gradually slips off to the east. We're going to be watching that here for you. Again, right now I'm looking at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport, and it does look like we have some delays, 141 delayed flights, at least delayed out of Hartsfield-Jackson. That likely in good certainty is mainly due to weather. Of course, we still have some lingering flight issues after, IT outages that happened over a week ago now. Still some of those trickling down, but a lot of that is probably weather-related out of Atlanta, and it is still pouring at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. In fact, I can zoom down in and show you where the heaviest rain is falling now. And it's right over the airport. Southern portions of the city of Atlanta, getting into East Point, Riverdale, College Park. The airport, of course, is right here, tucked down in this corner. We'll go ahead and highlight that for you in case you're not aware of where the airport is on a map. And it's basically between 75 and 85 here on the southwest side of town, just south and west of Hayeville. This general area, that is where the airport is, Hartsfield-Jackson, and it is absolutely pouring. And I'm watching the live cam now, and you can see the sheets of rain on the tarmac crossing the runways this evening. And that's not the only spot seeing rain. In fact, others are seeing even heavier rain south and west of the airport. It is genuinely storming along the 85 corridor here in Coweta County. Rough go of it pretty much from end to end of Coweta County, from near Palmetto, far southern Fulton County, right as you cross the Coweta County line, all the way down, getting into the Meriwether County area, northeastern corner of Troup County. That entire stretch of 85, it is absolutely pouring. This is building back into South Fulton, more so though Clayton County, Sonoya, and then getting over towards Sunnyside and Griffin, getting into Spalding County, Pike County here over the next maybe 30 to 45 minutes. In fact, we can go ahead and put a track on this here for you. Thankfully, these storms moving just a little bit more quickly than downpours earlier, so the risk of street flooding, while not zero, certainly not zero, it is a little bit less with this downpour than some of the others that we've seen so far today. Problem is, it is moving into areas that have already seen heavy rain, not just today, but off and on for the past week. So there could be some areas of high water in the Blackjack community. Fayetteville, 826, rain will pick back up in intensity. It's all raining there now, though. Into Lovejoy by 845, 905. Into the Experiment community, Experiment, Georgia, 8:55, just before that time, into Hampton. More thunder and lightning with this particular downpour. A couple of flashes I'm seeing on our Skycam here. And I'll pull it back up for you now if you're just joining. This is Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. Hard to see the planes. Mentioned that they sometimes do ground stops in weather like this, but I did see a flight take off just a few moments ago. There's another one either taxiing back towards or heading back towards the gate or about to take off. A little hard to tell with visibility so low, but nonetheless, they're on the tarmac, they're moving, and I did just before we went live here at 8 p.m. on Atlanta News First Plus, did see a plane take off. So I don't think we have a ground stop right now, but we'll be watching the specifics there as we go deeper into the evening. I think the heaviest of the rain at the airport will only last about 20 to 30 minutes or so, and then lighter rains continue. Getting back into far southern portions of the area, again, Meriwether County, Upson County, also tracking a downpour. This is going to be crossing US 19. Just to the north of Thomaston, though generally moving in the general direction of Thomaston. Even if you don't get poured on, you're going to hear the thunder, see the lightning, and it's already raining pretty lightly. So I do want to go ahead and track this forward in time into the Atwater community by 8:38 p.m., Hannah's Mill, 8:47, and again, it could hold together into Thomaston. Already raining now, but we're talking a jump in the intensity of the rain. You'll notice it gets heavier right as we begin to turn over to the top of the 9 o'clock hour there in central Upson County. South of Atlanta. For South Georgia, heavier downpour to your south and east, right over Macon. If you're spending what may be one of the last weekends of summer vacation for your family, a lot of kiddos going back to school tomorrow, even more going back to school next week. And there is some shower activity. No lightning within the past couple of minutes. Earlier, a few rumbles, flashes of lightning between Monticello and Eatonton. This particular downpour moving in a different direction. The storm's further to the west. This one's moving generally off to the north and to the east, possibly into Madison, Georgia by 8:51, Greshamville by 9:05 or so. Again, I want to thank you, everyone, for tuning in and for watching. We're giving you a look at radar right now on this first alert weather day. If you have any weather questions, comments, concerns, want to remind you, we are still streaming on Atlanta News First, the YouTube account, and that's a great place to get your questions answered, to get any clarification on the forecast. And if you do have any weather questions, comments, concerns, we will continue to keep you updated here. Going to continue streaming for maybe the next few minutes. In fact, Ellie, digital producer Ellie, I'm trying to sign into Haymarket. If you could just Teams me the password for Haymarket, just to make sure I haven't missed any text messages. For Haymarket. I already have the username, just need the password there, Ellie. And Speaking of Haymarket, here's how you can get your question answered. All you have to do is text 470-777 WANF, 470-777 WANF. You can ask a question, send a photo, maybe let me know how hard it's raining in your area, or if you have any high water spots in your backyard, on your street, in your neighborhood, you can let me know what you're seeing by texting 470-777 WANF, and of course the numbers that correspond with WANF, that would be 9263. So 470-777 9263. And then your text will come my way, and I'll be able to answer those questions live right here on Atlanta News First Plus. Going to have a longer stream tonight. Just let everyone get a chance to kind of get an eye on the forecast. And a reminder, YouTube also is an option if you do have any weather questions, comments, concerns. And if you're just tuning in, I'm First Alert Meteorologist Cutter Martin. Thank you for tuning in and for watching on this First Alert Weather Day Sunday. Showers and thunderstorms certainly making their presence known across North Georgia and Metro Atlanta, tracking that rain as it moves through. And this particular downpour that we're watching right now, just to the north and west of Lake St. Clair and Oconee, continuing to move to the north and east, generally to the west of the lake, western shore of the lake. But I do think that Lake St. Clair and Oconee, not rain-free. Rain will eventually impact those neighborhoods and those areas, folks in those spots here within the next maybe 45 minutes to an hour and a half, as this big slug of moisture gradually moves off to the east. All right, back to that hour-by-hour forecast. Going to go ahead and walk you through the rest of the evening, give you an idea, a sense of when the weather may calm down just a bit. It's going to take some time. Plenty of rain to be had. We have much more ahead of us. So do keep that in mind. There's going to be periods of rain, thunder, and lightning. Some of the rain will be heavy for the next few hours. Again, hour-by-hour forecast, we're keeping that first alert going. And this forecast was issued at 6 p.m., and so far really par for the course, going according to plan, should say. Here across North Georgia and Metro Atlanta, we were expecting the bulk of the rain, the heaviest of the rain, the nastiest of the weather to occur late this afternoon on through this evening. Mentioned it'll probably linger past sunset, and that appears to be the case. Be alert to wet weather, and in some cases, instances of frequent lightning and some heavy rain well past sunset, possibly as late as 9, 10, 11 p.m. across North Georgia and Metro Atlanta, especially areas south of I-20 where storms have been producing heavy rain, frequent lightning, and occasionally some signs of some gusty winds there in Coweta County. And we're going to do this all over again tomorrow. Again, just to summarize tomorrow's forecast, warm, humid, used to that. And much like today, a repeat of showers and thunderstorms developing. However, some differences in the forecast tomorrow. I do think storms could get an earlier start, and I know some of those downpours formed as early as 10, 11 o'clock this morning, especially just west of the city of Atlanta, but maybe even an earlier start for our Monday morning commute time here. So we roll that clock back, give you an early start here. 7 a.m., a few showers and thunderstorms. Occasionally, the data we look at to produce that forecast, make that forecast for you, has shown rain all the way down into northern portions of Metro Atlanta tomorrow morning. This particular run of this one model has backed off that idea, though I want you to have in the back of your brain that there could be some rain around early tomorrow morning, perhaps even during the morning commute. Your chance, though, is greater north of Atlanta, Mountain Community, 75 corridor, northwest of Marietta, maybe from Cartersville to Dawsonville northward. I would say your rain chance is greater during the morning commute tomorrow. That chance, though, expands southward into the metro, especially mid to late morning, peaking that rain chance peaks in the early to mid-afternoon hours, with showers and thunderstorms moving a little more quickly than today. They're going to be less inclined to kind of sit over the same neighborhoods for an extended period of time. So while rain will be heavy, I think it'll be a little more brief, a little more off and on, more off than on overall tomorrow. Still want to give you the first alert weather day, let you know that there are going to be some issues maybe for the outdoor plans for folks that are still on summer vacation, trying to squeeze in all the outdoor time that you can. There could be some issues with the outdoor plans as we get into tomorrow afternoon. Heavy rain, lightning, and thunder a possibility tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening. While storms may linger as late as 11 p.m. midnight tonight, I think they're mostly done by 9 to 10 o'clock tomorrow. Here we are at midnight. We're pretty quiet. However, ground is saturated. We've had days of rain, and these downpours, while moving a little more quickly and maybe not lasting as long, they still could produce some road and some street flooding around the area tomorrow afternoon and early evening in particular. And then here's a check of that work week. First alert 7-day forecast. First alert weather day Monday. We're going to pare down your rain chance just a bit as we get into our Tuesday. With temperatures, of course, that's a trade-off this time of year. You get more rain, you get more clouds, you get cooler temperatures. You get less rain, you get fewer clouds. You're going to get hotter weather and temperatures back in the low to mid-90s as we get into the middle of the coming work week. You know, a little bit above average. Nothing too crazy, though. Austin Vance watching from Henry County. Do I think it will rain? Will start to fall apart tonight? Yes, rain will eventually fall apart as we just went through that forecast model. We'll bring it back up again. There is, screen right, the First Alert 7-day forecast. But to answer Austin's question, and again, if you have any weather questions, you can text us. That is 470-777-WANF. And also, you can comment on YouTube. We will continue to keep you updated on both platforms. Going to go a little extra long tonight. Make sure that you have the chance to get your question answered and get any clarification that you may need on the forecast. And a reminder that we always have your forecast available, even if you're on the go, in the First Alert Weather app and at AtlantaNewsFirst.com. In fact, if you have not yet downloaded the First Alert Weather app, it's easy. It's free. You can customize it to your needs. If you don't want every alert from us, you don't have to get it. If you do want to be hyper-focused and in tune with the forecast, you can sign up for as much or as little as you care about in the First Alert Weather app. Just search Atlanta News First or First Alert Weather in the app, in your app, or Google Play Store. So, Austin, to answer your question, kind of long-winded as I typically can be, let's go back to tonight. Hour-by-hour forecast, showers and thunderstorms. This forecast model actually not quite as widespread as what's actually happening out there, but I think it has the right idea that, by 11 p.m. midnight, we're going to start to see the chance of showers and thunderstorms dwindle. It will take time. We have a lot of moisture, and the environment is very favorable for showers and thunderstorms to continue going longer than normal. Because normally, we have the sunshine, we have storms developing, and then we lose the sunshine, and we lose showers and thunderstorms across North Georgia because we need the heat to keep them going. Again, just signing into Haymarket now, that's the resource that we use to help answer your questions. We get texts from you, or whether it be reports or videos, pictures of what's happening out your backyard or in your backyard, or to answer questions that you may have. And it's taking a moment here, but it is trying to log in. So hopefully we can get into that. But another avenue you can take is streaming on YouTube to get your questions answered. We are streaming on both right now. That's how I got Austin's question. And again, to answer your question again, it does look like, Austin, that showers and thunderstorms, rain will diminish as we get into the overnight hours. Octavia Green. Octavia, quick question. It's been dry all day. It's hot and cool. Oh no, just lost the question. Octavia, if you maybe there's a typo, maybe you accidentally deleted, but if you want to, if you could send that question back, talking about temperatures, hot versus cool. And I was getting to the question part of the question, and it looks like it's been retracted. Not sure if that was accidental, but Octavia, still watching, still listening. I'll hop away from that, but I'll hop back in here in just a few moments and answer that question. If you just go ahead and put that back in the chat. Streaming live right now on Atlanta News First. The YouTube account also trying to get logged in here. Unfortunately, having some issues getting into our text portal. But even after the stream is over, I can go and check those out. A reminder, 470-777-WANF. That's the number to text. You can also send pictures, videos, what you're seeing outside. So WANF. The numbers that correspond with that, once you get the 470, the 777, WANF is 9263. So 470-777-9263. Let us know what you're seeing. Show us what you're seeing. Send us videos, pictures. You may see them on Atlanta News First. Atlanta Mike 1821 on YouTube saying it's thundering in South DeKalb County. Yeah, that's certainly the case. And rain is probably picking up in intensity. You can go ahead and we'll slide back over to our forecast and go actually back to current radar, and we'll let you know what South DeKalb is seeing right now. Heaviest of the rain is sliding in. Downpour we were watching over Hartsfield-Jackson just a few moments ago is now moving in your direction, building into far southern DeKalb County, kind of near the Panola community, though, of course, that's kind of like right on the county line. And Gresham Park, thundering, heaviest rain just to your south, maybe remaining just south of I-20, just to the south of Berdan, but in DeKalb County, along and south of I-20, that's where rain's going to get heavier. Central northern DeKalb County, you're probably still hearing some rumbles up towards Doraville, Decatur, Stone Mountain, but rain is lighter. It's a little bit less intense. Just noticed a new comment coming in on YouTube. There's Octavia. It's been cloudy all day and dry. It was also hot and cool. So does that mean rain and thunderstorms will come in late? Octavia, let me know where you are watching from. If you avoided the rain, you're lucky. It rained on me as early as 11 o'clock this morning. Had another shower about 1:32 this afternoon, and then now it's raining again. So depending on exactly where you are, thinking you might be on the East Metro end of things, maybe back into East Georgia, Northeast Georgia, you all have been a little quieter. So for you, it's a later onset to showers and thunderstorms, Octavia. That is absolutely correct. But Octavia, let me know where you are streaming from, where you are watching from this evening in the Atlanta News First viewing area, because as I zoom out on First Alert Radar, you'll see there's a difference in what's happening. For example, Helen and LJ just sprinkles, probably those clouds and cloudy skies you were talking about. Meanwhile, between Griffin and Atlanta on 75, it is a nasty go of it. Octavia, let me know where in North Georgia. I don't know where you're watching from. If you're you said you're watching from the USA, we know that, but if you're in another part of the U.S., you may not be getting any rain today. We're talking about North Georgia and Metro Atlanta. Teresa Mills, will it continue up in Gainesville? Good question. You're going to miss the heavy stuff, Teresa, but here's a look at Hall County, Gainesville, zooming right down in. Notice how it's over the lake right now. It's building up 985, and you'll at least get sprinkles here as we get into northern Hall County. Though I will say, Teresa, hopefully you're still watching. Sometimes there's a delay between when you put the question in and when I actually see the question. Silver City to Gainesville, so the southern half of Hall County, getting back towards the Banks County line. I would say from Gainesville south is where the steadiest of the rain will be. Up towards the Lumpkin County line, up towards Mossy Creek, northern Hall County, more sprinkly, not any significant rain, but nonetheless, you'll at least feel a few sprinkles. And Weasel-O-Matic, not sure what you're talking about. Maybe trying to troll a little bit, but if you do have any weather questions, comments, concerns, Weasel, feel free to send them my way. Atlanta News First on YouTube. We're streaming right now, Atlanta News First Plus. Also, we are streaming on maybe Roku, Amazon Fire, Atlanta News First app, atlantanewsfirst.com, streaming on ANF Plus anywhere you are able to stream. There's two places you can ask your weather questions, and we have Octavia asking, Teresa asking, Atlanta Mike saying it's thundering in South DeKalb, Austin from Hendry County is watching as well, asking if rain would fizzle tonight, and Austin, again, it'll take some time, but we will gradually dry out late this evening and overnight tonight. Teresa, you're very welcome. Hopefully that was helpful. And getting back to the forecast end of things, I know we're tracking rain as it moves through. Maybe one thing you're doing this evening is trying to take the dog out on that kind of longer evening walk. We're going to be dealing with widespread wet weather through 9 to 10 p.m., hopefully a little less in the way of intense downpours and maybe just more steady rain by 9:10. Nonetheless, we're dealing with that and not the best go of it. If it's thundering lightning, best to keep them indoors or you stay indoors. If it hasn't thundered or lightninged in a while, 30 minutes or so, and it's just lightly raining, be careful, but you can head out, but be prepared for wet weather. I think by 11 p.m. midnight, as we get into the latest portion of the evening on into tomorrow morning, or the wee hours of tomorrow morning, we're going to see conditions gradually dry out. And speaking of drying out, after more downpours enter the forecast tomorrow, we do have improvement in the forecast Tuesday onward. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we go from 40% chance of rain scattered to 30% chance of rain more isolated. And Thursday may be mostly dry, just an isolated chance of showers and thunderstorms in the forecast with high temperatures back in the low to mid-90s. Octavia now asking, how long will these thunderstorms continue for this month? Let me know where you're watching from, Octavia. I know you said USA, but really depends. You said it was raining a little bit in your area, so maybe it's a coincidence, or maybe you are watching from North Georgia. But Octavia, let me know what state, what county, what city would be even better you are watching from, and I'll give you a general synopsis. If you're in the south and east, we're probably going to have an isolated, at least, chance of rain, as is almost always the case in summertime. here for the next month or so. Maybe an enhancement in the rain potential Florida East Coast, depending on what this tropical wave does, middle to latter portion of, really the latter portion of this coming week on into the early portion of the following week. Could enhance some rain for portions of the East Coast, the Southeast. No direct threat to the U.S., but we are watching that. Teresa Mills saying, yeah, it was very much. Have a great rest of your week. You do the same, Teresa. Thank you for watching. All right, Octavia is watching from Columbus, Georgia. I would say in Columbus, so just outside of the Atlanta News first viewing area, but happy to certainly give you that forecast. Going down to Columbus, showers and thunderstorms mainly to your north. I actually think, Octavia, your greater rain chance will be tomorrow versus today. Still some isolated showers and thunderstorms in and around Columbus, especially the east side of town. Across the Alabama state line, you have to go up towards Randolph County before you get any more significant rain to Cobb County, Alabama, up well to the north of there. Also has been dealing with some storms today. Storms near Montgomery may make it into your area, but I think they're more of an Albany issue late tonight versus Columbus. But Octavia, if you're watching from Columbus, Georgia, isolated rain chance through the rest of the evening. But I think tomorrow, especially afternoon and evening, tomorrow, maybe your wettest weather to our south in Columbus, while Atlanta and northwest Georgia and north Georgia, our wettest weather, if you have to compare today and tomorrow, probably will be today. So just keep that in mind, that tomorrow, probably your greatest rain chance in Columbus. And as we were talking about the first alert 7-day forecast, rain chance for everyone will start to go down just a bit as high pressure kind of builds in, that sinking air, it's squashing our clouds. Sending temperatures soaring as we get into the middle of the work week with just a 20% chance of rain and high temperatures back up, 93, 94 degrees. It'll be pretty warm out there. That's warmer than average after a stretch of cooler than average days. In fact, the high temperature today in Atlanta struggling to get to average, and it did not. It was well below average. It didn't really feel that pleasant because it was so humid outside, but as of the latest update, Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport only reached 80 degrees. That was at 10:34 this morning before rain set in, the first few showers and thunderstorms of the day. Let's see. Octavia saying, so it's not tonight, it's just tomorrow. Isolated showers tonight, Octavia. I can't rule out rain, again, depending on exactly where you are. In Columbus, there's a spotty rain chance. One neighborhood sees a little bit of rain, another does not. So there will be a little bit of rain around this evening. But Octavia, tomorrow is your greater rain chance, especially tomorrow afternoon and evening. That is when rain is most likely. Let's see. Teresa Mills, will Gainesville have rain between 8 and 11 tomorrow? Glad folks are asking their questions. This is kind of what's cool about Atlanta News First Plus. Even if you watch on normal television, WANF, Atlanta News First, you can ask your questions. You can even yell them at the TV, but unfortunately I can't hear you, so I'm not going to be able to answer them. But Teresa, again, it's I would say a little tricky, but I do think rain will be in your area. But notice how it's spotty here. Case in point, this is 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, and some are seeing rain, some are not. I would say your rain chance is only about 20 to 30% in Gainesville tomorrow morning, but if you were just up the road, Lumpkin County northward, I would say that the rain chance is greater than that. So in Gainesville, you're kind of right on the edge of where you will be dry versus wet. The further you go in North Georgia, especially our mountain communities, Dawsonville, Blairsville, on over to Calhoun, the rain chance will be greater tomorrow morning. Actually, Teresa, if you can, let me know what you're doing tomorrow. If you can, between 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. I don't know if you have something going on, but in general, I would say the earlier you go, the more likely it is to be dry. And the further south you go in the morning, the more likely it is to be dry. So if you're leaving Gainesville, you're running in air and doing something up north, you're probably going to drive into a little bit of rain. I would have the umbrella just in case tomorrow morning, but I would not cancel what you have going on tomorrow morning. Octavia, you have a good night, and hopefully you do get a little bit of that free water, that rain tomorrow with some showers and thunderstorms in the first alert forecast. And again, just wanted to allow folks to kind of get their questions answered, chat weather here a little bit. We've been streaming for about 30 minutes now. I want to thank you for watching. Teresa, sometimes you may have already answered me, and I hope I'm not cutting you off here. Reminder, you can like me on Facebook, on Instagram, X, Threads. If you're on any social media platform, I'm First Alert Meteorologist Cutter Martin. That is CUTTER MARTIN. Did a post about today's rain. You can comment on that. You can send me a direct message on any of those platforms about weather and how it could impact your plans tomorrow on any social media platform. Again, Cutter Martin. Nice to meet you, Teresa. Teresa Mills, watching from Hall County. Cuttermartin. That's how you spell my name. But not seeing the comment or the answer coming in, so may have missed that. Sometimes this YouTube thread is a little weird and it's a little delayed. But again, reach out to me on social media. Hopefully you all have a wonderful evening. Here's a clearer look at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. It was pouring just a few moments ago. Now back to just light rain. Jesus Ramirez, the final answer here for you. What is the forecast for tomorrow? Jesus, scattered showers and thunderstorms. There will be some rain around during the morning commute tomorrow, mainly north metro and mountains. Chance of rain in the city will peak in the late morning and afternoon hours, lasting through about early evening. And by tomorrow night, 9, 10 o'clock, we're basically dropping that rain chance away from the showers and thunderstorms, warm, humid highs in the mid-80s. Teresa has a doc appointment at 9. I would say there's a chance of some wet roads, but I think the weather in the morning will be better, Teresa, than it is in the afternoon as far as Hall County is concerned. Not terrible weather tomorrow. Rain a little less widespread, in fact, than it was today. But could be a couple of showers around for that 9 a.m. appointment. Risk of thunderstorms will be greater in the afternoon. I want to thank everybody for watching, for tuning in. A reminder, you can join us this evening at 10 p.m. at Atlanta News First on Peachtree TV, Atlanta CW affiliate, and then back on WANF, Atlanta News First at 11 p.m. Hopefully some better weather for you in the cards in the first alert forecast. Jesus and Marietta, yeah, absolutely. It is, Marietta's forecast includes a chance of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. Greatest rain chance. There could be a little rain in the morning, but the greatest rain chance, 11 a.m., more so on into the afternoon, the early evening. Jesus up in Marietta. Atlanta Mike saying, yeah, airport camera looks different than just a few moments ago. That's absolutely the case as rain continues to move through Metro Atlanta. Y'all have a good evening. Going to go put together the forecast for the 10 p.m. Reminder, social media. You can find me, Cutter Martin, Cuttermartin. I'm always there to give you weather updates, answer weather questions. Y'all have a good evening. Stay dry.